everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've been away for a little while, but I'm back and I've got some banging client tutorials to show you all, so we'll get straight into it. I've started by brushing Liv's brows into place, and then I'm just filling in the top of her brow first, so kind of creating the top like arch shape. Then I do the same thing to the bottom, and then just feather the excess product throughout the brow, brushing it through to get rid of any excess, and just going back and forth until I get the perfect shape and depth. As always, I'm going in with the Inglot Brow Gel, which is my favourite product for the brows, and I'm using the colour 19 on Liv, which is like a super dark, cool toned brown. Which is perfect for people with darker hair. So after I've done the brows, I head in with a concealer underneath to clean them up. So this gives it that really sharp look and will also cover up any stray hairs that you have lurking underneath your eyebrow. So I just use a really flat, stiff brush to do this and a nice thick concealer. So I'm using one of the Freedom concealers from Inglot. I'll leave the shade number down below. So yeah, carving out the brows with that one, and then I pop a bit of that on the lid mixed with Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which is going to be my base for the eyeshadow. So I just make sure that's applied really evenly across the lid and blend it all out. You want to have equal distribution across the eyelid of these products, and not too much in one spot, otherwise it'll start to grab. So I just apply that all over the lid. And once I've done that to both eyelids, I just go in with a bit of Laura Mercier translucent powder on this Real Techniques brush, which I absolutely love for setting the eyes before I start eyeshadow. And just buff that all over to make sure it's nice and dry, so we're not blending our eyeshadows on a wet, sticky base. Alright, so using my Makeup Geek shadows from my Z palette today, I'm taking Peach Smoothie first, and just buffing that through the crease and outer corner. This is my first initial transition shade. I use it pretty much on every look. I just think it helps all your warm brown tones blend back into the skin. It is a favourite. So after I've blended that one out, I'm next going to go into now Frappe by Makeup Geek, and again pretty much applying it the same places that I put Peach Smoothie. So this is like a similar really light brown, just to start deepening it up. And then going in with a slightly smaller brush, not as big as and fluffy, I'm applying 608 eyeshadow from Inglot to the outer corner and up into the crease again. So I go in with a bit more of a packing blending brush, and then I go back in with my fluffy blending brush and blend it all out. So you can see that here I've got my packing blending brush that's really going to pack on the colour. This is what I picked the colour up from the palette with. And then I've got my fluffy blending brush, which I go back in with to buff out the colour. And now going in with a slightly darker shade again. This is 609 from Inglot, which is just a slightly warmer, darker brown. This is my absolute favourite eyeshadow at the moment. So I'm packing that on the outer corner and again buffing it up into the crease with my fluffy blending brush. Now to further darken the look, concentrating on the very outer corner of the eye, I'm going in with 299 eyeshadow from Inglot, and just really packing that on the outer corner, and then again going back in with my fluffy brush and blending it up into the crease. How many times can I say fluffy brush? But seriously, fluffy brushes are the best. Okay, so now we're going to finish off those corners by just adding a tiny little bit of black on the very outer corner, and now we're ready to cut the crease. So I've already done one eye and I'm going to show you the other eye. Unfortunately, half my big head is covering the camera, but we'll deal. So I'm going in with a 97 gel eyeliner from Inglot, and I'm using this as my base for the pigment today. So I just carve out the crease with that one, and then packing the pigment on top. As always, I mixed quite a few pigments together to create this look. So I used 124 from Inglot, 63 from Inglot, and then Foxx from Lit Cosmetics, which is more of like a chunky glitter. And I mixed all of those together before packing them onto the lid. And then I pressed some fixing spray over the top so that they don't fall out, seals it all in place. And then just blending back over the transition from the like glitter in the cut crease through to the matte shades, just so that there's not a harsh line. And now going in with makeup remover and cleaning up the glitter, and then also going in with some toner to tone her face. This just restores the pH balance in the skin, and it's also going to take off all of that makeup remover that's sitting on the surface of the skin. It's not a really good base for foundation if you've got remover sitting underneath it. And then I'm going in and adding some eyeliner before I head on to the base. So this just gives the skin time to absorb the toner. So I start by doing a line across the lid, and then I get the client to face forwards and open their eyes. And I draw the line from their bottom lash line up on a diagonal as far as I want it to go, and then I get them to close again to connect it back together. I use the Inglot Gel Liner in 77 on my clients. It is the bomb. So now I'm priming, so I'm using the Peach Primer from Inglot, which I've been loving lately. It's really good for clients who have gotten a spray tan and their face is not quite as tanned as their body. Because it has that peachy kind of undertone, it starts to bring those warm tones into the skin before you even get the foundation on. So going in with the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation for that extra full coverage, I'm dotting some of that all over the face and then adding in some of the Inglot HD foundation in 76, I think I used, which is a really good fake tan shade. It's a bit of a lighter fake tan shade, but because the Marc Jacobs one is quite dark, I kind of balanced them out. So I'm just buffing that all over the face using my big Inglot foundation flippy brush, and just making a nice even base. Now this part I was really excited for because I picked up these Cover FX drops from Sephora last week and I was really eager to try them out. I think I got the shade Sunlight, so I just put some of those on the brush and then just applied them to the high points of Liv's cheeks and down the center of her nose as well. They didn't work as well as I would have liked, but I think I just need to play around with them a bit more. I used them the other day on myself in like the inner corner of my eye as like an inner corner highlight, and it was popping. So I think they do work. We've just got to have a little play around. Okay, so concealing under the eyes, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape, just taking that on a brush, applying that in a triangular shape. So this is really going to brighten up under the eyes because it's a lighter shade, but we didn't want to go too light either because then you start to get that ashy look. And then I'm just buffing that in with a beauty blender. Who doesn't love a good beauty blender? I love them. And then to set that concealer in place and to stop it from creasing, of course I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder and just putting that on with that Real Techniques brush that I used earlier. I love this brush anywhere for under the eyes. It's really nice and tapered, which is perfect. And then setting the rest of the face with the 15 pressed powder from Inglot, of course. And now for bronzer, I'm using my Holy Grail bronzer, Give Me Sun by MAC, every single time. I've tried to branch out, but I just keep coming back to this one. It's my baby. So I'm just popping that one underneath the cheeks, on the forehead, and underneath the chin. And then to contour and carve out the cheeks a little bit more, I am using Hoola by Benefit. And then for blush, I am just applying MAC's Warm Soul to the cheeks. This just adds that nice little touch of colour and life back into the skin. And now for highlight, of course, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I love this glow kit so much. So I use the middle shade at the bottom, which is like a nice bronzy color. I just spritz my brush with a bit of Fix Plus and apply that to the tops of the cheeks, the nose, and the cupid's bow. And now I'm just applying shadows to the bottom of the eye just to balance out the top. So I basically do pretty much the exact same thing. So I go, as I did on the top, so I go in with the 299 eyeshadow first, and then with a bit of black as well, and just even out the top and the bottom. And then to smoke it out even more, I am putting the Teddy pencil from MAC into the waterline, and just blending that in with the eyeshadow. So this is a really nice brown color, but it also has little specks of gold in it, which is really nice and really lifts the look. So it creates a nice smoky lash line without being too harsh as a black. And then just highlighting the inner corners of her eye, also with the Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit, the exact same shade. Love it for highlighting the inner corners. As long as you spritz your brush with a bit of Fix Plus, it just pops. Okay, so for the lips today, I am going in with the lip pencil Boldly Bare by MAC to line the lips and just filling them in slightly. And then for lipstick, I am using an Inglot Freedom lipstick. I'll have to double check the name of it and I'll leave it down below. It's a really nice glossy nude. And then to top it off and make the lips nice and extra juicy, I'm using the Sunset Strip lip gloss by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love this lip gloss. It has like little flecks of glitter in it, which looks so good, and it's a nice like warm orangey color, which really matches the eyes in this look. And then we decided to put some falsies on top of Liv's lash extensions. So these ones are the 212s by Modelrock, which are my absolute favorite from their bulk pick and mix range, and they're super popular with all my clients. So I just laid a pair of them on top, and then of course went back in and touched up the eyeliner, as you always do after putting on false eyelashes. And that is the completed look. So if you got any enjoyment out of today's video or learnt anything, please like, comment and subscribe for me. I love hearing any feedback that you guys have, and I will see you next time. Thanks guys.